Siskel and Ebert were wrong!
The plan, as it turned out, was as simple and as dumb as anything we'd ever done.
After a prank goes wrong, a group of working-class kids in a tough New York neighborhood are sent off to a brutal boys' home and, as adults, plot to gain revenge on their tormentors in Sleepers, a film with an all-star cast. I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune. Our first film is Sleepers, and its big-name cast includes no less than Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Kevin Bacon, and Brad Pitt. And I'm sure that heavy-duty lineup was persuaded to participate by the stature of Rain Man director Barry Levinson. But to me, Sleepers is just a poor imitation of Martin Scorsese's brilliant Mean Streets, made some 23 years ago.
This movie is nothing at all like Mean Streets.
Sleepers opens with a group of boys from New York's Hell's Kitchen neighborhood getting into major trouble when a prank to steal some hot dogs spins out of control. The year, 1967.
People aren't going to forget it.
And so the boys go off to a reformatory where they suffer all manner of physical and sexual abuse from sadistic guards, including one played by Kevin Bacon, and this is all too familiar turf. But after they get out, the story of Sleepers jumps ahead 13 years. Two of the now-grown young men have taken murderous revenge on a guard who tortured them, and the priest is asked to falsify an alibi. Now, the performances in Sleepers are uniformly fine, but the movie is meaningless.
Oh, yeah. Siskel's famous, it's not meaningful bullshit. If there isn't some huge message, an entertaining and well-crafted film it just doesn't matter.
There are a lot of colorful macho bonding moments that are glorified, like some long beer ad that we're watching.
What? The fuck?
Sexual abuse in prison is a bad thing, of course, and it's condemned, but so what?
Yeah, so what? This guy, I swear.
Sleepers simply argues for lethal revenge, but not very thoughtfully. It's a colorful con game, and the passion and the soul and the bravura filmmaking of Scorsese's similarly themed Mean Streets haunts every shot in this picture.
Again, Sleepers is nothing at all like Mean Streets.
Sleepers for me is phony. Thumbs down.
Well, I agree with a lot of what you said. I'm giving you a thumbs up because I felt the performances and the drama of the movie do work on that level.
Oh, damn. Well, Ebert gave it a thumbs up. I didn't see that coming. Nice.
But I disagree with you that it's meaningless. I think it has meanings that I disagree with. And here are a couple of them. First of all...
First of all, we all know Ebert loves to ride the fence with these cheap cop-outs. Well, sometimes at least. It is strange and annoying, and I wish Siskel would call his ass out on that at some point.
Basically, that guard gets the death penalty. He's shot dead because of sexual abuse. They're saying that there's nothing worse than a homosexual rape, and if you doubt that, play the movie back, and the kids were only beaten but not abused, and then see how the murder would play. It wouldn't work the same way.
Well,
these people are all homophobic in the movie.
What the fuck? He's basically saying that if you change the movie, it wouldn't be the same movie. Yeah, real big brain stuff there. And what's with all this homophobic stuff? I mean, what's that angle about? I think he totally missed the point here. I mean, the film is basically an epic tale of revenge, spanning a lifetime's worth of trauma between friends who must face the past and question the future. And it's supposedly based on real events, too, I might add. Yeah, it may not have an overall meaningful point to take home aside from that, but it also certainly didn't need one. They're both right about the spot-on performances, though. Although they disagree on the film's message or lack thereof, I mean, that really is just a house of straws in disguise. And seriously, what's up with the Mean Streets comparisons? You all know that famous hot dog vendor accident in Mean Streets, right?
Secondly, there's not a moment's line of dialogue or a moment's scene to establish the fact that Robert De Niro's character would do what he does on the stand.
Father Bobby in the film knew these guys since they were kids. He was the only one on their side the whole time, and one of the only people who really knew about the horrible abuse and whatnot. He got to hear the stories. And him questioning his faith and ultimately deciding the boy's fate, well, that's a huge moment in the film. It's kind of left up in the air if Father Bobby's going to come through or not, and it all played out superbly. And Siskel and Ebert didn't even mention the score here. Lame.
That's true.
And that flies totally in the face of everything he believes in.
But then I have one question, and people listening to you now have another question, the same question. Why are you endorsing the picture?
Because, although I disagree with it on ideological grounds, and I also believe, by the way, it's not really based on a true story, because I give it 3 stars, because as a movie, you get your money's worth because of those great performances. Think of Gassman.
What are you, don't
think
have to
of
tell
Hoffman.
me. You don't have to tell me. I like the performance.
There's a lot of good stuff in the movie.
I just said so. But, Roger, that's the polite 3-star review that I think is the death of film criticism.
Called his ass out. Nice.
It's a polite 3-star review. You're right, Gene. It's not the death of film criticism.
You got to be tougher.
I just did some film criticism.
You got to be tougher.
Siskel and Ebert were wrong!